Hi, hello, and welcome. This is Danielle Serpico, the Black Belt Mastermind. And if you don't know what I do, I'm a mind coach and I help you change your mind more easily. That's the kind of simplest way to put it. And I help you find more fun and enjoyment and pleasure in life, and use your mind more beneficially for you. So if you have not ever seen what I do, you can always check out the blackbeltmastermind.com or danielleserpico.com for more information about what I do, how I work, and upcoming events, etc. But for now, for today, hi to everybody who's joining in. Hi, Mairead, gorgeous, beautiful woman with an incredible voice. Hi, Mairead. I would like to talk today about visualization because it's a pertinent subject that comes up a lot and has been coming up a lot, especially at this time of year, start of January, and everybody's making their goals and visualizing. And we have another expert on the subject. We have the wonderful Andy Nobbs joining us. Hi, Andy. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them in a little bit. So what we're talking about is visualization. At this time of year, everybody is planning their goals and maybe they're already waning. Maybe you've already given up on your goals and your dreams this year. Is that the case? Maybe you've heard of terms such as manifestation, affirmations, and meditations, and all these kind of uns, and visualizations. And maybe you've given it a go, maybe you haven't, okay? And maybe you've tried it and you just are not sure if it's working, or maybe you don't even think you can do it. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Do you actually know how to visualize, or can you visualize, right? Okay, is it possible for you to visualize? Okay, so a lot of people come to me and they say, oh, you know what, I don't know how to visualize. I've tried it and it just doesn't work. So I'll ask you this question first. Do you know what color your couch is at home? Okay, if you know the color of your couch right now at home, how come that you know that? You know that because you've seen it inside your head. You went there really, really fast and you had to look at it to figure out, oh, what color is my couch? Okay, that's how visualization works. So that's the first important point, is to remember that we don't always see things as we think we see them. We don't always visualize so lifelike and so realistic as we actually believe, because if we've seen it really, really as clear as day, then, you know, we might be having more than just visualizations, if you know what I mean. So if you're struggling to visualize, if you find, okay, but I just still can't see anything, I've got two answers to that. One, maybe it doesn't even matter, and we're going to cover that in a moment. Okay, maybe you can do something else, because our brains are worked by all our senses, not just our sight. So we've also got all our things such as sound and smell and touch and all these other sensations that are going on inside our heads at the same time. So apologies about it. I've got loads of messages coming in, so they're making loads of noise, but I can't switch off the sound because otherwise you won't be able to hear me. So I'm sorry about the beeping. But okay, so if you're struggling to visualize, okay, what I suggest is that you do the following. You start to talk to yourself. And what I mean by that is create a little ritual. I want to talk a little bit about rituals as well. Every morning or every night when you get into bed, and you're deciding to do a few minutes of visualization, maybe even start with 30 seconds. Ask yourself, you know, this goal that I would like to achieve, if I actually had reached it, let's imagine I am there right now. Okay, so imagine you're there right now. What do I see? What do I feel? What do I hear? Who am I talking to? Who am I speaking to? What's going on around me? So start to notice what's happening in this situation, even if you can't see it as clear as day. Just simply ask yourself the questions. Okay, I've now reached this goal, this dream that I wanted. I'm here. Imagine yourself literally transported in time and plunked into this day, you know, 6 months, a year, whenever it is, and imagine what's going on around you. Who do you see? Who are you talking to? How are you feeling now that you've achieved this goal? Ask yourself those questions. Now, the reason why that is important is twofold. It's doing two things. One, it's helping you to visualize, because if you ask good questions, your unconscious mind, or the little people, as I like to call them inside your head, are actually doing their job then. They're going to go, oh, thank you. You've given me a question. I'm going to go and look for the answer for you. Okay, so you're here. You've achieved this goal. What do you see? Okay, you see this person that you want to be with. You see this wonderful house that you want to live in. You see this beautiful beach that you want to walk on. Whatever that may be, you're feeling this way. Okay, you're sensing this. You're smelling this. You're tasting this. Ask yourself all these questions, because one, you're giving the control to your unconscious mind to go and look for the answers for you, because you've given it a direct command. Okay, you've asked it a question and it's got to go and do its job. So it'll go and look for you. Secondly, what it's doing, it's training you and helping you to learn how to visualize better. And it's like a muscle. The more you develop that muscle, the better you're going to get at doing it every day. So start with literally 30 seconds. It should never be a chore. If it's hard work, stop. Okay, because your state is incredibly important. If you're not in the right state, don't do it. If I wasn't in the right state to do this video, I wouldn't have done it. Okay, because it's counterproductive. Then I wouldn't want to go and do another one, would I? Okay, instead I'm looking forward to talking to all you beautiful people. Oh, hi Andy, hi Warren, hi gorgeous Jerry. Hi Andy. Visualization through meditation can manifest your goals. Absolutely, Andy is a genius. So yes, absolutely. All of these, keep the comments coming if you have any questions. So the important thing is to set the direction for your brain. Okay, the little people inside your mind are crying out for you to tell them what to do. They're asking you the question. They're saying, Danielle, we're waiting. Hello, tell us what you want. So when you visualize and when you speak out loud, remember, when you ask yourself the questions, my partner thinks I'm crazy. Okay, I am. Okay, but it's all good. So when I ask myself the questions, if I lie in my bed and I go, oh, I've arrived. This is the goal. This is where I wanted to be. How do I feel right now that I've achieved it? Okay, when I say those words out loud, now my unconscious mind goes, oh my God, she's really serious. She's talking out loud. Okay, so your neural pathways, boom, explode. Okay, they get really, really big and strong, and hence you have the corresponding emotion. So imagine how good you would feel right now, having achieved this goal, this dream, this thing that you're aiming for. How good does it feel right now? Ask yourself that question. Okay, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Use all your senses. And the reason why I'm focusing on using all your senses is this. Because even if you think that you cannot visualize, which of course you all can, but even if you cannot really see it as clearly as you'd like to see it yet, which is the operative word, you are increasing all your other senses also. Because remember, you've got many of them. Okay, you've got 5 of them. Okay, or maybe 6. Maybe you've got a 6th sense too. So if you start increasing your other senses, like what do I hear? What do I feel? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? All of those senses are heightened also, which means that that information is transmitting into your unconscious mind, and your unconscious mind goes, you know what? Oh, wow, I'm having a really good time here because I'm feeling it, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, I'm sensing it, I'm tasting it, I'm touching it, okay? And I feel really good. So what happens then? Your unconscious mind believes that it's actually happened, okay? Because all of us have that little, we could call it a fault, but it's actually a gift. You know why? Because when your unconscious mind believes that something has actually already happened, what happens? Okay. Like riding a bike, yeah? Or anything that you have learned, or anything that you have achieved. If you've done something once, isn't it easier to do it again? Yeah? Right? Okay. So once you've done something once or twice or 3 times, or maybe you've done it 10 times, and maybe you've done it 100 times because you've practiced it so much in your mind. And that can work both ways, remember, good or bad. If you practice it positively, okay, and use your manifestations and all your visualizations to have a good, clear end, decisive result, okay, and you develop that neural pathway, then your unconscious mind that neural pathway is grown, gives you the corresponding emotion, and your unconscious mind believes it's happened. And now it's also got very clear directions and it knows where to go. So it's going to set you on that direction. Now that's the difference between visualizing properly and with intent and visualizing badly. Because most people, what they do is they just go and they go, okay, I'm going to try this visualization lark. And they go and sit down in a chair and they do it once or twice or maybe even 3 times for a couple of minutes. Or maybe they try and sit there for an hour. They say, okay, this meditation stuff is supposed to be good. So they sit there for an hour and they're tortured and they're in pain, they're uncomfortable, they find it boring, unpleasant, their mind drifts to their problems. And you know what? They kind of say, you know what? I don't want to do that stuff again. That's a load of rubbish. It's not going to work like that, because remember what I said, state first. State is always the first thing. If you have the right state, the rest is going to follow. Okay, so I'm going to look at some of these comments. What are these comments coming in here now? If you have any questions, we've got the beautiful, oh, thanks for the refresher, Jerry, you're more than welcome. Jerry, you know it all. Okay, we've got Lizzie Ashley, a phenomenal hypnotist watching us here. We've got Cliff. Hi, gorgeous Cliff. Cliff is a phenomenal guy and he walks on fire. Yeah, he's amazing. And and Jerry is painting her vision board. Okay, that's great. Do you see my picture here in the background? Do you like that? Yeah? You seen that one there? Okay, that's in my bedroom. But I have, you've seen that, Jerry, anyhow. But I'm definitely going to do a lot more painting this year. Absolutely. That's a promise to you, Jerry. So anyone have any questions about visualization or manifesting your goals? What did I say I was going to cover? So the trick is really, just to recap very fast, the trick is to set rituals and habits every day. Set yourself a little ritual that you're going to do it for maybe 1 minute, 60 seconds, that's all. 30 seconds if that sounds even too hard. Do it for 30 seconds every night before you go to bed and 30 seconds in the morning. Set your intention for the day. Set yourself a little habit, because you know what habits do? When you really need them, they're going to kick into action because you've developed it. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of people, what happens is I tell them to do something and I give them a visualization technique or exercise, and then they go home, okay, they've kind of allowed all the information to wash over their head, and then what happens is they go home and they don't practice it, okay? And then when it comes to the crunks, when they really need it, say it's something for anxiety or they have an issue, and then they go to do it, but they're in the wrong state, okay? Do you get it? So they can't do it because they just can't motivate themselves. They can't get themselves into that place to do it. But if you practice every day, these techniques, every day in advance, okay, before you actually need them, you've developed that link. Those neural pathways are fired inside your brain. Neurons, they've connected. Neurons that fire together, connect together, stick together, okay? So you've created that neural pathway and it's already in place. So when you need it, it knows what to do. It waits for the stimulus, it waits for the trigger point, and it goes, oh, okay, I've done this before. I know what to do. Now it kicks in and you're able to take action much, much faster. So when you're manifesting, when you want to manifest your goals and you want to visualize, set yourself a little ritual, 20, 30, 60 seconds every morning and every night, best times of the day, okay? But just before you fall asleep and just after you wake up, do it from the right state. So get yourself in a really, really great state and go there and visualize your goals and ask yourself out loud, okay? Because your words reverberate inside your brain. They have power. Those neural pathways are going to grow. And the bigger they grow, the more emotion that you have. The more emotion that you have, the better you're going to feel. The better you're going to feel, the more likely it is that you're going to take action, because your unconscious mind knows exactly what to do that's best for you once you have set clear direction. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, tell me. Okay, what's the comments coming in? Lots of comments coming in. We've got Colette. Hi, gorgeous Colette. Okay, we've got Noel McCarthy. We've got Alessandro Claudio. Hi, lovely. Just started reading your book. Alessandro Di Claudio. Thank you. I'm delighted. Tell us what you like so far about the book. The BlackBelt MasterMind book, yeah? Tell us what you like. Noel, great to have you here. Colette Coughlin is the most beautiful lady. Patrick is an incredible gentleman. He's joined us also. We've got loads of wonderful people. Karen Bowers, Adric Bailey. I love your accent. Thank you, Adric. What's my accent like? Is it Irish? I'm half Italian, but do I sound very Irish, don't I? I do sound quite Irish. Have you any question on visualization of how to manifest your goals? I would love you to ask me a question and I can answer it right now. So come on, you must have a question. Have you visualized? Put it in the comments. And have you actually achieved your goals? Has it helped you? Because a lot of people say it doesn't help, but remember, maybe you've only done it once or twice. How often have you done it? Have you really fired those neural pathways? Have you really created them? Or have you just kind of gone, oh, you know, it's like a path, it's like a grass, a field. What happens if you walk across that field, across that grass once? There's a tiny little subtle little footprint. But if you do that 10 times, what happens? You start to create a path. Okay, correct? Yeah. But then what happens if you stop? Then what happens? Because this is actually a very, very important point. A lot of people, okay, they go and do something wonderful. They create this fabulous neural pathway, whether they do it by themselves or they do it with the use of somebody like myself, like an incredible coach or hypnotist. And then what happens? Then they stop. They don't go down that path again. And then after a while, the grass grows back and they go in a different direction instead, and they create a new path. Now, is that helpful? What am I saying? I'm saying if you start to create a neural pathway, keep that habit going. It's like what's the quote? Motivation is like bathing. You got to do it every day, right? Okay. So you got to get up every day and do your habits, because if you do your habits in small little chunks, tiny little chunks, when you really need them, they're going to kick in. Okay. It's like anything. Okay. And you're building that neural pathway. You're developing character. You're developing rituals and all these values that will stand by you. So develop those rituals, develop those little wonderful character traits that make you who you are every single day. Even if your partner thinks you're totally crazy and you're lying in bed talking to yourself. Like myself, it's all good, okay? Because it helps me. Because before I did this, I spoke to myself. I did a little bit of self-hypnosis. I got myself in the right state, okay, so that I can give you more. Because I was having a Skype with a client there last night. And we were talking about state. And I was explaining to her, how can you possibly give to somebody else, share your love with somebody else, if you've got no self-love inside? Okay, imagine your vessel. You're a vessel, right? That's all we are. We're in this body, this incredible body, but it's simply your vessel, right? If you don't fill your vessel up with the best possible stuff, how are you going to ever give it out to somebody else? Because you know what happens? That's why you see people that are bitter and resentful and angry and frustrated with life, and they're putting all their focus on paying attention to others. Why is that? Because their own vessel is not full. So what happens is when they give a tiny little bit out, they're given a tiny little grain out of their own vessel, then they feel depleted. They feel depleted. They feel less. They feel like their vessel is emptying out. But when your vessel is so full, it's overflowing, and you know that you can create more of it just like that, so that you can keep your vessel, it's constantly coming in, constantly refilling itself automatically because of your habits and your rituals that you have developed, then what happens? Then you can do this. Then you can give it all out. Okay, because it's okay, because there's no resent, there's no begrudgement, because you've got more of it to give. Okay, it's just refilling itself. So practice your rituals every day and you will get an awful lot more out of life. That's kind of my main message for today. Okay, well, little last comments here. BlackBelt Mastermind is a great book, just start of a journey. Thank you, Colette. Colette is a wonderful, beautiful lady. What else have we got here? We've got Adric Bailey. Is that the subconscious mind works with the flash of inspiration a la superconscious mind? I don't really understand the question, Adric. Explain that question again to me. Is it that the subconscious mind works with the flash of inspiration a la superconscious mind? Your subconscious mind is what rules you, correct? Yeah. So when you dream, what happens is you feel emotion. When you feel emotion, right, you actually believe that the dream is true. You feel scared, you feel happy, you feel sad, you feel excited, whatever it is when you're having your dream. But when you wake up, you come back into your conscious mind, you kind of go, oh, that was just a dream. So we know that our unconscious mind or unconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real or imagined. That's powerful, because you can trick your unconscious mind to believing it's happened already by visualizing. When you do that little unconscious, you trick your unconscious mind into believing it's happened, then your unconscious mind thinks, okay, well, we've done this. This is easy. And it will go and do it again. So that's what I mean by using visualization to your advantage. And Andy Nobbs is saying, thanks, Danielle, Black Belt, Mastermind, and NLP genius. Back to work now. Great stuff. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to say goodbye to you all. If you have any comments or questions, please keep them coming. You can always send them to me privately if you prefer at danielleserpico.com or Black Belt Mastermind. You can find me on my page here or email me at info@theblackbeltmastermind.com. And yeah, if you want something to kickstart your year, go and check out the Black Belt Mastermind book, or join me in March for the bootcamp. Or if you want to go even further and learn what I just did on all of you guys right here, right now on this video, you can always come and join me on the NLP training in March also. I'd love to hear from you anyway, even if you just want to have a little chat. Always here, because my vessel is full. Okay, now go and fill up yours. Okay, have a great day. Tomorrow is my halfway point where I reach my peak. I was just saying that in a previous post. I'm 45 years old tomorrow, and this is the year where it all happens. So stay watching the space. Make sure you follow me at the Black Belt Mastermind, and I'll send you loads of love. Okay, speak soon. Bye. Have a wonderful day and keep dreaming big.